Hello and welcome back to HGL Tech Electric. In this video we are going to be talking about batteries. The three main parts of a battery are the cathode, the electrolyte, and the anode. A chemical reaction occurs between the anode and the electrolyte called oxidation. In this process, the anode loses electrons. On the other hand, another chemical reaction occurs between the cathode and the electrolyte called reduction. In this process, the cathode requires additional electrons. The process known as oxidation produces electrons. The process known as reduction requires electrons. Both reactions that occur simultaneously are called redox reactions. Since the electrolyte makes it very difficult for the electrons to move directly inside the battery, we can create a path for them to flow continuously, a closed circuit. Since the flow of electrons is only in one direction, we can conclude that the battery is a DC power source. To understand what an ampere is, we first have to understand what a coulomb is. In the same way that we measure distances in kilometers or miles, or temperature in degrees Celsius or degrees Fahrenheit, we measure charge in coulombs. As we can see, there are many electrons in 1 coulomb of charge. If 1 coulomb of charge passes a certain point in 1 second, we can say that there is 1 ampere. Now we are going to talk about ampere and ampere hours. Amps and amps hour are not the same. Amp hours is a measure of capacity. For example, this battery can supply power for 1 hour, for a load that requires 3 amps. For half an hour if the load requires 6 amps, and for 2 hours if the load requires 1.5 amps. So we can conclude that the capacity divided by the electric current consumption of the load, in amperes, will be equal to the battery life. To know the maximum amount of current that the battery can safely deliver, we need to consult the data sheet to see the C rating. The C rating of the battery indicates the maximum amount of current that the battery can safely deliver. If we connect a battery to an electrical load that requires more current than the maximum current that the battery can deliver, the internal temperature of the battery increases and may cause a fire.